We now explore the Israel Defense Forces' alleged misapplication of the Hannibal Directive. In the ongoing Israel-Hamas war, it's a situation sparking serious debate over military operations and ethical standards. Let's just break this down for you. The Hannibal Directive was developed by the IDF's Northern Command, specifically by military officers Yossi Peled, Gabi Ashkenazi, and Yaakov Amidror in 1986. Its aim essentially was to prevent the capture of Israeli soldiers by enemy forces. If a soldier was about to be captured, this directive allowed the military to use very strong actions to stop the capture, even if it meant the soldier might get hurt or killed. And the logic behind the directive was to deter the enemy forces from attempting to capture the IDF soldiers. After all, these soldiers would be less valuable as bargaining chips if they were at the risk of being killed or injured during a rescue attempt. Notably, the Hannibal Directive was formulated without consulting legal experts. It's a controversial method, often misunderstood and misapplied operational order. The directive has reportedly been used in Israel's conflict with Hamas. And one example is the incident that took place in Kibbutz Be'eri. Here, Hamas was holding hostages at the Cohen family home. The group released Yasmin Porat, one of the hostages, during this episode. The Israeli police anti-terror unit questioned her about the terrorists. She told them that there were about 40 of them and 14 civilian hostages. In what appeared to be an action in line with the Hannibal Directive, an Israeli tank reportedly fired 2 shells at the house. All the remaining hostages in the house were killed as per reports, all but one, Hadas Dagan. Hadas Dagan and Yasmin Porat were the only 2 survivors from the incident. Another distressing incident occurred along the Israel-Gaza border. IDF personnel received orders to prevent hostages being taken into Gaza by force if necessary, and reports suggest IDF helicopters targeted vehicles attempting to enter Gaza. There have been unconfirmed reports of civilian casualties. Asa Kasher, philosopher and author of the IDF's Code of Conduct, has demanded scrutiny of the Hannibal Directive, citing this very incident as an example. In fact, in a recent local media interview, he expressed deep concern over the Hannibal Directive's use, highlighting the lack of legal and ethical grounds for harming Israeli civilian citizens, regardless of their status as soldiers or civilians. Kasher raises questions about the Hannibal Directive's application. In the action that took place at the Cohen family home, he points out the directive's varied interpretations and its potential misapplication in operations, asserting that the directive in no form justifies harming Israeli civilians. Calls for an immediate investigation echo loudly. The families of the victims are demanding answers, supported by Kasher's urgent plea, criticizing the IDF's decision to postpone the investigation. Kasher has also asked whether a misconceived understanding of the Hannibal Directive was invoked in the Gaza incident. And that's not all. Asa Kasher calls for a radical change in the military culture. He emphasizes that dying for one's country is not a noble act. Quote unquote, it's bad to die for our country. That's what he declared. Every soldier needs to understand this critical message, according to him. Looking for opportunities to die, according to him, is contrary to military ethics. Soldiers may face situations requiring them to risk their lives. However, actively seeking danger goes against the core values and ethics, as per Kasher. Kasher's stance challenges the current military mindset, you see. He urges a shift from self-sacrifice to preserving life. Prioritizing life and human values, according to him, is paramount. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.